Hello, welcome to my first proper video on the channel. I'm going to show you how to go from this to this in about 90 minutes. So you're going to go and pick your character, any class will do, doesn't matter. Give them a name, anything will do. There we go, lovely, and then make them look as beautiful as you like. I picked the golden seed to enhance the flasks at the beginning, but you can pick whatever it is that you want. I'm by no means good at this game, I'm barely average, but I thought I'd make this guide to help any new players to the game explore properly without dying every 5 seconds like I did when I first played the game.
Cross the fog to the lands between, to stand before the Elden Ring.
Hey!
So we're going to leave the first door. I'm going to speed it up now because I don't want to bore you with real-time running. So just follow the path down, and then when you get here you're going to be greeted by a small boss. Now you can try and beat him, although it's fine to just die because that's kind of what you got to do really. You get a brief look at Torrent and Melina, who you'll see later on. If you are brand new to the game, I'd highly recommend going downstairs, as it were, to the tutorial area to show you about the fighting, the mechanics of the game. Both ways lead you to the same door, which is right in front of you here, which will take you into the first area of the game. Up the lift, and welcome to Limgrave. Now it begins. I'm not going to go through every single detail, this is just the quickest way to get a few key items, level up a little bit. I'm going to show you how to get probably one of the best weapons in the game, a few extras to go with it, also known as buffs. So touch the first grace and then follow the path I take to the first location we're going to hit, which is the Church of Elleh. Cheeky rune outside, grab the grace, and we're going to talk to the merchant behind us there, Carly.
Why not purchase a little something? I am Carly.
With those little bit of runes that we've got, ideal really here to buy yourself a crafting kit, because that's going to come in handy later. Follow this path I'm taking here, take out a couple of the minions. I just wanted to test the club out because I've not used it before as a wretch build. That's me deciding if I want to go in that cave or not right now, but we decided against it. Carry on going straight forward, you're going to see another grace in front of you. Going to grab that, going to sit down, and then Melina's going to turn up again. She's going to offer us an accord.
I offer you an accord.
But more importantly, she's going to give us Torrent.
I bequeath to you this ring.
Our spectral steed. So she's going to give us the ring. And we're going to equip the ring. And we're going to jump on Torrent. And we're going to head back to the Church of Elleh. Rest at the grace. Here, Melina's going to tell us a little clue about where we can find our first story boss.
Upon the cliff in Castle Stormvale is a shard bearer.
And we're going to jump back on Torrent. Head back towards the gate front site of grace that we got, but this time verse to the right a little bit, and we're going to grab this one just here. Down here there's a knife that you can add Ashes of War to your weapons. You don't need to fight anyone, just take the route I took, jump down the tunnel and open the chest. We're going to go back to the Church of Elleh. Going to speak to Carly again if we've got a few runes. We're going to buy a torch because that's going to come in handy, and a cracked pot because that's going to come in handy later on as well. Now we're going to jump back on Torrent. We're going to grab the first bit of the map. just so that when we can bring it up, I can actually show you a bit better of where we are and what we're doing. So, from the gate front Site of Grace, run past all of these enemies, and we're going to take a right. There is a sacred tear here, grab that, and then go to the next Site of Grace, which is the Stormhill Shack. Use the seed to add a bit of charge to the flask. Right, this next bit is optional, but I think this is a really cool piece of armour, and it's one of the easiest ones to get. So jump back on Torrent, follow this path that I show you here, just avoid the enemies, grab anything you want on the way. And we're going to rest at this Site of Grace. That little voice that you heard talking as well, that is Alexander Warrior Jar. He's an NPC who will visit in another video because he has his own set of quest lines. Right, so this pumpkin head, you just want to beat him a bit after he smashed his face into the floor, run back, jump back in, jump attack him. His attacks are pretty easy to avoid. And like I say, this was third time lucky. Took him down, and then he drops one of my favourite helmets in the game, the pumpkin helm. We're going to chuck that on because the stats are actually pretty decent, especially for this early in the game. Okay, next we're going to head back to the first step, which was our first Site of Grace that we picked up when we got into Limgrave. And we're going to go and get ourselves a gold pickled fowlfoot, which can be found just on the beach here. So just follow this route and we're going to go and grab that. There's a little jump bit here on the edge of the cliff, so if you look out for where that bit of broken ruin is on a slant, follow that down. There will be some enemies that spawn up here, but just grab the fowlfoot and just get out of there. Go back to the Saintsbridge Site of Grace. Now we are off to Caelid. Grab anything on the way again, like I said. Especially the Grace points. We want the Site of Graces on the way if you go past them. Highly do not recommend this area for this level, but if we stick to the right here, you won't get invaded by one of the NPCs. Jump the wall. Grab the Grace. Melena's going to turn up. She's going to offer to take us to the Round Table Hold.
I can take you to the Round Table Hold.
We'll accept her request.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
And we'll go and follow her there. We don't actually have to do anything here right this second. There's a lot of people to talk to, which you can do at your own leisure. So we're going to go back to the Rockview balcony. And that fort over there is where we're going to get our next piece of equipment, which is Flame Grottomy's Strength, which is a physical damage buff of, I believe, 15% apparently. There's other people that know the numbers, I'm not great with the numbers. I'm going to grab this Site of Grace. Just show you where we are on the map there. Right, we're going to jump on Torrent and we're going to avoid all of the enemies. Just jump round them, follow the route I'm taking. Swing a left, follow the fort around to the right. There's going to be two big enemies here. Just walk round them, grab the incartation, Flame Grottomy's Strength and get out of there. I'm going to head back to the Rockview balcony, and now we're going to our next location. Just showing you there, just to follow the path. Keep going straight again, just avoid all the enemies because this is not a good place. Grab this Site of Grace on the left of the road. And then we're going to basically head straight and we're going to grab that other map fragment up there. I did die doing this bit because I went the wrong way, but grab this Site of Grace, which I'm about to teabag. Lovely. I'm going to jump back on Torrent and go and get that map fragment. Right, we're now going to make our way past the Sleeping Dragon. So follow this route that I take. The best way is to stick to the right because you avoid all of the dragons because there's quite a few here. But this big boy here, you can see with the wings sticking up. We're going to come to him in a minute and I'll show you why. Carry on going straight. I'm going to jump the wall, rest at the Site of Grace. We are now at Fort Faroth. There's two important items to get in here. One of them is to advance in the main story, and the other one is a talisman that's going to enhance our attributes when we're fighting. So run through all of the enemies, stick the torch on so you can see, and that is the right half of the Dectus Medallion. I did die trying to do it in one run, so don't worry if you die, it's expected. That's why we don't carry loads of runes at the moment. So from the chest where we've got the medallion, I'm going to take a right, jump down, run past the enemies. We're going to look for a hole in the ground, do a right and a right again, dodge the rats, down, swing a left, and now we've got Radagon's Soreseal. Just let the rats kill you because there's no point trying to fight them. Go back to the Site of Grace at Fort Faroth, and now you can see we've got Radagon's Soreseal, which boosts certain attributes of ours, which is going to help massively when in combat. Now this is going to take ages. So come up to the big sleeping dragon and just keep hitting him. Just like it's going to take a while. I think it took me about half an hour. I think I actually fell asleep halfway through doing this. Just as he's about to die, we're going to crack that gold pickled foulfoot that we picked up earlier, because that's going to boost the runes that we get for him. And then we're going to take an absolute rest because that was long doing that dragon. You're also going to grab a dragon heart for yourself as well. So here's a look at where we are. We're still level 1. We've got Flame Grant Strength, we've got the helmet, we've got a good lot of runes. So now let's go somewhere nice and level ourselves up a little bit. Depending what build you go for depends on your stats, but as we've got Flame Grant Strength, we want to put at least 15 points into Faith so that we can actually use it. Now we're going to go back to the Round Table Hold and we're going to see the Twin Maidens. And we're going to purchase a finger seal of them and just a dagger so that we can add an Ash of War to it, which is why it was important to grab the knife earlier. Now we're going to start getting some more bits together. So we're going to go back to the Gatefront Site of Grace. Go straight up the hill. Take a right. Take another right at Stormhill Shack. And then follow this route round. Don't worry about the troll. And we are going to grab the Strength Knot Crystal Tier, which will all become apparent in a minute. Now from there, we're going to make our way to the Third Church of Marika, which is where we're going to get our Wondrous Physic Flask from. So again, go back to the Gatefront Ruins and follow this route I'm taking. Don't worry about the enemies, just keep going straight past them. Unless you want to take them out, of course, that's completely up to you, but you don't have to. So just keep following this route. And at the bottom of here, we're now at the Third Church of Marika. So we're going to swing a left. And we're going to grab a Sacred Tear. And then just up there, sitting nice and pretty in the centre, is our Flask of Wondrous Physic. So we're going to rest at the Grace now. We're going to top up the flask. And now we're going to mix our wondrous physic. So we're going to use that strength knot tier that we grabbed and the health one that came with it. And here you can talk to Melina if you want. Right, this bit I had to re-record, which is why you'll notice I've actually got the weapon that I'm going to tell you that we're going to get in a bit. But anyway, from the Third Church of Marika, we're going to follow this route all the way down to where I've put this marker. Again, don't worry about the enemies, especially the bears. We don't want to be irritating the bears at the moment. We've got bits to be doing. Grab that Site of Grace. We are now at Fort Height. So we're going to jump on Torrent and just follow the road up. Again, avoid any enemies. Just follow this route. Up the stairs. Here there's going to be a knight. If you take the knight out, he's going to give you the Ash of War Bloody Slash. Anyway, up the ladder. In the chest. And now we have got the left hand side of the Dectus Medallion. So we've got both halves, which means that we can advance in the game when we get to that point. So now we're going to go to Stormhill Shack and follow the path of these markers that I've put in. Because now we're going to go and get the Ash of War for our dagger, Golden Vow. We can also make use now, because this is our first real encounter, if you like, if you don't include Pumpkin Helmet fight. I can now show you the Finger Seal in action with Flame Grant Me Strength. So you'll see him just up on the hill. I'm going to take him out. He's fairly easy on Torrent until you knock him off. Wipe them out, nice big jump attacks. Bosh. Now we've got ourselves the Ash of War Golden Vow, which is another physical buff, but it also gives us a health buff as well. Again, I don't know the percentages, but you can go on, like, you know, Wiki or something like that and find out what the actual percentage numbers are. So we're going to equip that at Site of Grace, and now we're going to go and get the weapon that you've already had a sneak peek out of earlier. So from the Agheel North Lake Site of Grace, we're going to head to this Evergaol here. Jump on Torrent and just follow the path that I take. Choice is yours to avoid the enemies, but instead of going left this time after the bridge, we're going to hit a right. Dodge the enemies, we've got no time for them. Got no time for them right now. Keep following the path. On the right you'll see a Site of Grace. We're going to grab that. And we're going to straight on up the hill. Now, the boss in this jail, he's not easy for a first encounter. But I wish you luck, and I will try my best to explain how to beat him. So we're going to use both of the buffs that we've already collected, which is the Golden Vow, Ash of War and the dagger, with the Flame Grant Me Strength. Top up the FP, drink the Physic, and we're going to go for it. So the thing that I noticed, I think it took me 2 times to beat him. What I noticed is if you let him do all of his like spinning breakdancing attacks, when he does a jump attack, he's there delayed, so he'll be down for like a couple of seconds. That is your time to go in with a jump attack and then get straight back out again. As you can see from this fight, that's how I actually managed to beat him with this club. Just kind of bait him into attacking you so you can avoid him. Again, see, so let him stitch himself up, and you can go in with a jump attack. And now we have the Bloodhound's Fang, which in my opinion is one of the best weapons in the game. It's so versatile, I just love it. Right, now this is completely optional. I'm not going to go through Lernia Lakes or anything like that, but if you want to get to Lernia Lakes to upgrade your Bloodhound's Fang, take this route from Stormhill Shack and it will take you the back way, which avoids going through 2 boss areas, so you can level up the sword. So here we are on the map, and we basically want to just keep heading in this general direction. Like I say, I'm not going to do the whole ride. I'm just going to show you this platforming section, which I did die on a couple of times. That marker that I've put down is for the map fragment, so it's going to be easier for me to show you without actually you watching me ride Torrent all the way through Lernia Lakes. Once we've grabbed it, if you head to the left after grabbing the map fragment, you'll see a site of grace, Lernia Lakeshore, and there's going to be another merchant. This merchant has got the lantern that you can put around your waist, which is so much more beneficial than having, you know, the torch that we bought earlier. I'm going to grab a couple of smithing stones because why not, and it's always good to grab a cookbook. Just follow this direction. It's a long ride, and eventually, if you follow the shoreline to the left, you will get up to where we see Smithing Master Iji. Now, as far as I know, this is the earliest point that you can get somber smithing stones for your Bloodhound's Fang. Iji sells 1 to 4. So if you buy 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then I'm going to show you now quickly in Caelid where you can pick up a really easy somber smithing stone 5. If we go to Inner Ionia, just follow this route. You literally don't have to kill anything. Just keep going through, jump over these though because I think they explode. And there we go, somber smithing stone 5. Grab that, get out to safety, and then head back to Iji. And just get him to level up that sword. And there we go. We now have a +5 Bloodhound's Fang. I love this weapon, it's so good. So well done if you managed to get yourself all the way through that. We are cooking with gas. I just quickly want to show you the moves with this sword. So we've got our R1 or RB combo attack, pressing it 4 times. We've got our double RT or R2 attack. And we've got our two-handed R1 or RB combo attack and our R2 or RT combo attack. And last but not least, this fantastic Ash of War that is just ridiculous. Anyway, while I was waiting for Ranni to turn up, because she never did, but we'll get back to that in a minute, I thought, you know what, I'm going to test it out on this Tree Sentinel. Let's see how good this really is. So I buffed up and I went straight in. As you can see, he's not touched me, is he really? But those invincibility frames to get out and then in, they're just devastating. And there we go. Bosh. He's done. Easy as that. Anyway, about Ranni, for some reason she didn't turn up for me because I was hoping to show you her giving me the summoning bell and the wolves. But doesn't matter because we can go back to the round table hold and see the twin maidens and grab the summoning cool bell from them. And my last tip, if you want to boost that wondrous physics flask even more, you can head back to Caelid. There's another video on my channel where this exact location is. It's just by the Smouldering Church. And you can take out this putrid avatar and you will get the Green Burst crystal tier and the flame shrouding cracked tier. Burst tier with the strength tier mixed with this weapon combo, in my opinion, is so good together at this early stage of the game. It just works great. He is quite hard. The easiest way to defeat that stupid tree is basically if you go in and attack him and run around the main tree and hide from him and then come back from him from behind is the easiest way to get him. I hope you found this helpful. I really enjoyed making this video, and to be able to help people who are new to the game like I was like a year ago, and I'm still very average now, but these little tips, if I'd have known them, would have saved me so much struggle, if you like, when I first started playing it. If you like what you saw, there is going to be some more videos coming. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. See you later.